police officer pulls over a vehicle for speeding. Behind the wheel, a man with an unusual license plate and even more unusual beliefs. Some say sovereign citizens are just trying to game the system. Others believe they've bought into their own mythology. Tonight, Cop Cam Max takes you to a place where reason unravels and legal fantasy takes the wheel. Welcome to the Sovereign Zone.
How you doing, sir?
Everybody stop me?
Speeding back on 51 there? You know how fast you're going?
Don't really matter. I'm not a part of the break.
Okay.
Now, I see some acting off your machine the back of the plate.
I guess I wasn't able to read the license plates. You need to have the plates.
Want to check them out.
Okay.
Yeah,
Are you like sovereign citizen or?
Citizen. No, sovereign citizen.
I guess I'm not. I guess can you explain what's going on?
Okay, so I'm a Morris American national.
Okay.
Not the citizenship government. I'm not a part of the establishment.
Okay.
Now, everything has to do with traveling. Usually when you stop people, it has to do with corporation.
Okay.
Actual handbook.
Okay.
It says corporate driver's license. I don't have a corporate driver's license. I'm just about my right to travel.
Okay.
Not doing anything extra. Just traveling back and forth.
Okay. Do you have an identification on you by chance?
No need to identify myself or anything of that nature.
If I need your identification, do you have an identification card at all?
Well, I don't need my identification.
I do.
Do you want to read me my rights, or what's the reason you stopped?
Like I said, the speeding, and then also there's no plates in the car.
There is a plate in the car. It says nonsense.
Yeah, there's not a Wisconsin license plate. Okay.
It's a Republic license.
I understand. Okay.
I do study law 12 hours a day. This is not when trying.
I understand. So what I would tell you. What I would tell you is that when you operate a motor vehicle on Wisconsin roadways that are paid by the taxpayers of Wisconsin, and
on that part, you are totally correct. But this is actually a private automobile.
Okay. So but I understand you're operating a motor vehicle on Wisconsin.
Motor vehicle.
Can you let me speak?
Can
you let me speak?
Go ahead. My bad. You're right.
34. I'm 10-2, but sovereign citizen or non-citizen. So I guess I'll pick a partner.
Slander doesn't be something on there.
Oh, I apologize. What do you?
I'm a non-citizen.
Non-citizen?
I'm not a part of the citizenship at all.
Let me get straight to the chase here, okay? I'm compelling your identification, okay? If you refuse to provide me your identification, it's an arrestable offense. It's called obstructing and resisting from the state of Wisconsin.
I also just told you.
It's an arrestable offense.
My rights. So
I don't need to read your rights right now.
You have to read my rights because I told you that
you're on a traffic stop. Okay.
Yes,
you're not subject to an attorney right now. You're under arrest.
You haven't showed me any lawful reason for your stop. And you actually are committing a felony by having your light on and stopping me without an emergency.
Sir, I am going to compel your identification. Are you willing to provide me your name?
I'm asking you to bring forward your superior.
My supervisor's not working right now.
Okay, we'll call the sheriff because they're actually the people who deal with us. The non-citizen nationals, state nationals. The sheriff deals with us.
Routine. Would you like a deputy? Would you?
No, I told you exactly what I need. I need a constitutional law enforcer, not somebody who enforces.
Who would you like to speak with?
So I don't need to speak with anybody. I need to see your manager here.
My supervisor's not working.
If your supervisor's not working, you should read me my rights.
Okay.
Read me my rights.
In terms of Miranda, or do you follow that, or I guess what?
So Miranda rights are constitutional. It's letting me know that I have my rights.
So if I read your rights, you'd provide me your identification?
I would be more than happy to tell you who I am.
Okay. So you have the right to remain silent.
So
do you understand your rights?
I overstand my rights, and I do not wish to speak until I have an attorney present. I do not give you anything until I have an attorney present.
Okay. Well, I need your identification.
As you can just see, it says I don't have to give you anything on your read the card.
You're not under arrest, so those don't really apply.
Once again, they do apply because I have rights as a free man. I don't have to give up my rights because you want to enforce something that doesn't exist.
Okay.
I'll let you know what it is. I told you that I'm under my rights. So
Anthony,
put yourself in a federal situation.
I'm compelling your identification. Now I'm going to consider you obstructing and resisting. Okay.
I can't obstruct and resist arrest.
Now you're under arrest.
Can you hear me?
You're under arrest.
I can't obstruct or resist arrest.
Anthony.
Exercising my rights.
Anthony, now you're under arrest. Okay, for not providing me your identification.
So now I'm under arrest.
Yes. So it's an arrestable offense.
I'm telling you right now, I'm a non-citizen national. My plate say non-citizen national. It says I let you know that I have the right to travel.
I respect your feelings, but what I would tell you is
this isn't a feeling. This isn't a feeling, and I'm not.
I respect your beliefs.
I'm not going to. This isn't a feeling or a belief. Actually, what's written into the law. That's what's written into the law. So I'm going to literally cut my car off, and you can arrest me like you said you're going to arrest me, and you can do all of that. But the problem is this. I'm a non-citizen national. I am not a citizen under your corporation. So when you actually do this, what's going to cause a problem is for you. It's going to cause a problem for your bond. Matter of fact, can I have your badge number?
Yeah, 7134.
7134. And what's your bond information?
My bond information?
Yes, if you work for the city and you're a cop, you have to be bonded, and you have to have FAA information. Do you have any of that information with you?
Because I don't follow what you're saying, sir.
That's the problem, because you guys literally run behind people and you don't know who you're stopping. You don't know who you're stopping.
Exactly.
Right,
that's why I want your identification.
So I'm telling you right now, I'm a non-citizen national, and I'm not under your corporate statutes. I fall under the common law. And I let you know that I want to have a lawyer present. I do not wish to contract with you in any form or fashion. I do
Anthony.
not.
Anthony.
So I'm going to give you my communication after I told you I don't want to give you anything.
Anthony.
You're forcing it. So I'm going to give you everything that you're asking for. This is being recorded. So
Yeah, absolutely. You're also being recorded here.
That's great. That's actually how I would prefer it.
Yeah.
I'm just traveling. I have the right to travel. These things have been already argued in the Supreme Court.
So do you have an ID?
Do I have an ID? I don't have to give you that. I just wanted you to know that this is under threat, duress, and coercion that I'm giving you my information.
I'm compelling your identification.
Okay.
Anthony, what's your last name?
I don't have a last name. I have a given name and I have a family name. You want to know my given name and my family
I guess, do you have anything on file that you would come back where I would know your information?
I'm not on file with you.
I understand. That's fine, but I have to check, right?
No, I totally understand.
Like your given name, your last name. I guess I don't necessarily understand that.
By native birthright, it's Prince Anthony 9 Lights L. And if you want to know my family name is Griffin.
What is Prince considered?
So
that would be like a title?
That's from title. Just because people of Moorish descent and some people of certain descent, they go by L's, and those are just titles of nobility kind of thing.
Okay. Can you give me a couple of minutes? Do you have any paperwork for the vehicle?
No paperwork on the current vehicle. So look, this is my fee schedule. Just for stopping me, because your fee schedule is wrong. Those are the laws that you're supposed to follow.
Okay.
Anthony, we need you to get out of the car now, okay?
You're going to violate my rights.
No, we're not going to do that, but we do have the right to ask you to get out of the car, okay?
You actually don't. If you look at the back of my plate, it says non-citizen national, do not detain. Can you arrest me?
Can you unlock the door for me, Anthony?
Yeah, I definitely will. So I'm going to let you guys go ahead and arrest me and do this shit. Can I call my wife real quick before?
Can you unlock the door for me?
I'm about to do that. I'm just going to call my wife first so she knows. Hey, babe, I'm getting arrested just so you know. They stopped me right by the quick trip.
What?
Yes, I'm getting arrested. I'll let them know everything. They're still trying to arrest me. They're violating my rights, so just get ready. That's what's happening.
What?
Yep.
Where are you at?
I'm right by the quick trip. Don't worry. Just know that I got everything on video, so everything's good.
Okay.
Come on, get out. Let's go. Open the door. Okay.
Okay.
Yep, go ahead and put your hands right here on the door frame.
I'll put
Right here on the door
everything-
frame.
I got
on the
stuff
door
in my
frame.
pocket, so do whatever you got to do.
Hands on the door frame. Step out.
All right, lady, baby.
There you go. Come out for me.
Mhm.
Step up. There you go. There you go. Hands on the car.
Yep.
Hands on the car.
Yep.
You're just being detained, okay?
I'll get it. Just so you guys know, I do have a firearm in there.
Okay.
I also have...
Any weapons on you?
I might have a pocket.
We're just going to go right here for me.
Not a problem.
Oh, just turn around. I got to check the cuffs.
Stopping people for traveling is not something that you guys are going to continue to be able to do. You weren't really able to do it at first. People just didn't understand their rights. I've been traveling like this for years and don't really get stopped at all. Every blue moon, but most people don't stop me. If you look at those plates, it says non-citizen national, do not detain. Do not detain. So when you stop me anyway, you literally violate my rights. I told you I'm traveling. I'm not driving. Driving is a corporate term for when you're actually moving in commerce. When you're traveling from point A to point B, you're only traveling. That has nothing to do with anything in commerce. I'm not selling anything. I'm not taking anybody on an Uber. I'm not doing any of that shit. So when you pull me over and you violate my rights to travel, that's going to be a problem.
Oh, okay.
So I'm letting you guys know that. Then I also asked him for the sheriff before I did anything. I didn't want to talk about anything. I didn't want to answer any questions. He forced me and told me I was under arrest and compelled me to get out the car, even though I told him I want to have a lawyer present.
Sure.
That is my right to have a lawyer present. It's my right to have a sheriff or a deputy present. And you guys are still trying to arrest me without that being here. Now, I know that you know what violations are of the law, and this is how people get into trouble. This is exactly what's going on, a violation of the law. Not of legality, but law. That's what you guys follow legal. And legal actually means the undoing of God's law. You guys probably should look up a legal definition dictionary, because you guys literally do shit that you don't know.
Okay.
And it's just irritating as fuck, because I'm going to have to sit here and go through a whole bunch of process. But it's okay, because I'm going to definitely sue the Madison Police Department, so you guys know.
Do you have, you said there's a firearm and some other weapons in the car. Do you have a CCW?
Oh yeah, I have a license. I have had license to carry and everything.
Do you have it with you?
Do I have it with me?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Anthony, you have warrants for your arrest, okay? Griffin?
No.
Okay. Just stand and face my smuggler. We're going to search you, okay?
So you guys got on record that I said I'm not Anthony Griffin, right?
Okay.
Okay.
It appears that you're Anthony Griffin, okay?
Okay.
So I'm going to search you.
Yes, double, 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 double. Come on. You got PC. Come on. Come on. Woo! Woo!
Not right now. Can you give us a little bit? It's getting searched.
For what?
K9 positively alerted to the presence of narcotics within the vehicle.
There was a presence of narcotics.
The K9 alerted to the presence of it, yeah. So we're going through the vehicle search, and then we should be good to go from there.
And how long is that supposed to take?
Just if you can give us a little bit of time.
If that takes longer than what you could have did, like already arrest him, then no, I don't have time because
He's already on arrest.
Exactly. So you have him for what you got him for. I should be able to take my vehicle.
Okay, I understand with the K9 positively alerted to the presence of. We're almost done.
You exactly because you got what you needed, correct?
Okay.
Yes.
Can you-
Can I get my keys so I can leave? I have
Not at this
children.
time, no. Okay.
Okay, so
Give me a little bit of time here.
No,
My supervisor's not working right now.
somebody higher than you is on shift right now. I need to
As
call
of right now, no.
Okay.
Okay.
And your bond number?
My badge number is 7134.
And your bond number?
I don't have a bond number.
Of course, you guys never do.
Okay.
So is this your car, ma'am?
It's my trust car. Nobody owns it but the trust.
It's on. Oh, okay, it's on in trust.
Big doofus here could have asked me too. You know, a lot of people take their jobs too serious.
I'm sorry, babe. I meant to get to you faster. They.
What do you want me to tell them?
Oh, they're supposed to come in for the interview or something?
Yeah, I'll just contact them.
Contact her, let her know. I ended up having some emergency family thing or something. But make sure you contact the Attorney General, Secretary of State, let her the whole nine. I'm gonna need my information. I don't know if you got my phone or they got my phone. I kind of want them to take the phone. I let them know everything. I told them I wasn't Anthony Griffin. They're going through everything. So I did what I was supposed to do. I let them know everything. So don't worry about it. Hopefully, don't try to get me for bail jumping because we never got any information about any kind of court hearing. So
That's already in the process.
yep, perfect. All right, I love you, babe. I'm sorry. Give me a kiss.
Thank you for the kiss.
Yeah, I mean, we've been reasonable here. Like,
Yep. I know y'all ain't bad guys. It's just more about not knowing the law. I love you, babe.
Are you like part of, is it like religious based or?
No, not religious based. This is literally all law based. I read constitutional books. I read statutory law books. So like all of the books that you see in the courthouse, I have all those books in my house. So like this isn't coming from a place of a belief system. This is coming from the written down law that I've read. This ain't my belief. This is what no, I just want to let you know. This is what the Supreme Court has written into law. This is what the Constitution says.
Prince Anthony 9 Lightsell was given citations for speeding, driving a non-registered vehicle, driving with a suspended license, and marijuana possession. The 4 citations were mailed to Prince Anthony's P.O. box, but he sent the citations back to the police with "refused for cause" written on them.
Type offenses as well. Then you have your Supreme Court.
It was later discovered that Prince Anthony's concealed carry license had been revoked due to a bond condition from his prior felony arrest, which prohibited him from possessing any type of dangerous weapon.
Right to bear arms and those things.
He was criminally charged with resisting an officer, carrying a concealed weapon, and bail jumping.
So you're going to have to learn all of this processing anyway. So it's a good thing to know. But what I always tell people to do is this. It's 3 books you can get, and they're $5 a piece. It's good for every American to have, period. It's one's called...
If you thought his behavior during the arrest was bizarre, just wait until you see him in court. In a moment, we'll show you footage from his arraignment, his first formal appearance before a judge. Since Prince Anthony is a legal expert, his first order of business was to dismiss the court-appointed public defender.
I'm asked for assistant counsel.
We'll go on the record in the state of Wisconsin versus Anthony Griffin Jr. Can you get the appearances, please?
Assistant District Attorney Jack Schneider for the state of Wisconsin.
And you're Mr. Griffin, is that correct?
No, I'll say Mr. Record comes now the living man, Anthony of the Griffin family.
All right, so Mr. Griffin
appearing express.
Wait, you need to stop talking. Is
I'm
Mr. Griffin
appearing express.
hearing today?
Yeah,
Are you Mr. Griffin or not?
I am Anthony of the Griffin family.
Are you the Anthony
The
Griffin
executor of the
that is
estate
charged?
of
Stop a second here.
You asked me a question, I'm answering it.
Okay, I don't want you to answer it anymore. I want I want a yes or no answer to a question. Are you Anthony Griffin with a date of birth of?
I am not the dead entity, Anthony Griffin. I am the executor of the estate. I do not agree to be.
All right, well, we'll have to set this over and hold you in custody then until we can have a later.
I will check, as I've been held for 72 hours without seeing the judge. That is unlawful.
But you're not Anthony
So
Griffin.
you are agreeing to violate my common law rights. Is that what you're saying?
Let's do this. Okay. I'm gonna find probable cause that this is Mr. Griffin, that he's acting in an obstructing way, but
I object.
we'll go ahead.
My
Do you have a
justice.
copy of the complaint there in front of
I
you?
object that you're obstructing my justice.
Your objection is noted.
I'm a more. You have.
If you keep talking over me, we're gonna cancel this.
Talking over me, I just want to state the facts. Do you not want the facts to be stated on the case? Am I not allowed?
And you're not allowed, no, you're not allowed to talk about it.
An attorney. I am not.
Okay, let's hold him in custody or canceling this hearing. You're gonna have to be
That's
held.
okay.
You're not allowed to cooperate. Make a
Let the record show that you're violating my rights. Let the record show that. Please, thank you.
He refused to cooperate so that an initial hearing could be conducted.
At his next court appearance, Anthony of the Griffin family once again denied being Anthony Griffin. He also took the opportunity to educate the judge on the proper way to interpret the law.
Refers to Mr. Griffin has indicated that he wants to take care of his own case.
Right, is that right, Mr. Griffin?
I'm not Mr. Griffin, Anthony of the Griffin. I am the power of attorney for him. I do not question whether the court will be allowed to speak freely or whether or not to right to be again.
Oh, you're gonna make a statement on bail, but we're gonna do this in an orderly fashion, but you're indicating that you're not Mr. Griffin, or that's just not how you identify yourself?
It's not about me identifying myself.
To summarize the lengthy monologue delivered by Anthony of the Griffin family, he claimed his outstanding warrant was due to the court's failure to notify him of his hearing date. He also argued that his arrest violated his civil and constitutional rights because he had requested both an attorney and the sheriff to be present. At the time, he was traveling, not driving, in a private automobile bearing plates that read, "Exempt" and "Do not detain, private traveler."
Okay, well, I think there's at least a reasonable inference on the record that the person known as Anthony Griffin is the same individual in front of me. When they call Anthony Griffin's case, he came out of the holding cell. I don't know why he would do that if he's not. I gave you an opportunity to speak. I'm speaking now,
I
sir.
object.
You can object. There's no basis for it. I'm looking at the court records. Please don't interrupt. I'm looking at the jail records.
The Trust Act of 1666 says that when somebody claims their estate, you are to relinquish all of the things to them.
I don't know what you're talking about. I've
That's
never
okay.
heard
That
that.
That also means that this
You can file your written motions, Mr. Griffin.
Court with jurisdiction, and I challenge jurisdiction under Federal Rule of Procedure 5.1.
It's denied. The booking photo and the filming records match that particular
You have no
individual.
right to approve your
I'll
own
find
jurisdiction.
probable
No
cause.
man can be lord over his own case.
And where would you like us to send mail, sir?
It's P.O. Box, Wisconsin,
Thank you.
and I have a right to be.
What's the state's position on bail?
Thank you, Your Honor. In this case, the state is asking the court to impose $1,000 pound bail with the condition that the defendant be prohibited from possessing any dangerous weapons as defined by the statutes. It's my understanding that the defendant posted $5,000 cash on his current pending felony case and then failed to appear in court. He is alleged to have refused to identify himself and has committed additional crimes while out on cash bail, which is, as we know, a general violation of our religion.
I object.
It's our position that
Well,
Let her finish. We can't have this hearing. We are talking over people. We're trying to record it. What's the basis for the
the
objection?
basis for the objection is the fact that she has no basis of knowing who I am. I don't know who she is.
All right.
She's not even.
The objection is overruled. I ruled it, Mr. Griffin. Let her finish.
As far as that failure to appear, Your Honor, it looks like a bench warrant for a body only hold was issued on January 27th of this year.
So, Your Honor, they're sure not that when somebody has a court date that they have to be served a court date so they know that it's there? Or is it okay to actually set a court date without notifying the defendant or the accused and then locking them up for warrant?
All right, and I gather you're alleging that Judge Highland did not send notice to you?
No, there's no certified anything there. There's no documented proof of service of anything of that date. I went to every previous court date and I don't skip court date. He didn't show up for the last 3 court dates prior to that. And I actually put in a motion for failure to prosecute, yet they still moved forward as if nothing was placed in and no one came to court except for me and the prosecutor, and the judge was hiding in the back or whatever the case may be. I filed an abatement, just to let them know I'm not the person who they're looking for, but yet I keep getting trampled over in court. My rights keep trampled over in court. You have this person standing to the left of me who knows me not at all, and yet I would like her to take the stand and talk about how she knows me personally, because you cannot be a beneficiary.
Well, we're not going to be doing any of that.
As the state, and she is not the state. I know her not. So I don't understand what's going on.
All right, well, it looks like they mailed notice to the address that you had on file at the time.
So
But you're gonna have to take that up with Judge Hyland. That case is not before me. Looks like he's issued a body only warrant. You can't get released on that until you have a hearing with Judge Hyland in that case. I think given the history, $1,000 cash bail is necessary. I will set that.
I object. It's clear
And
that
that's
these
fine.
rights have been violated and you're still moving forward. This is called an obstruction of justice.
Don't
Let
see
the
that
record
your
show
rights have
that.
been violated.
Know everything that I've said.
It's all being recorded, Mr.
I'm
Griffin.
glad.
You would have the right to a preliminary hearing in 10 days. Do you want that scheduled?
But I don't want to sit in jail any longer.
Okay, well, you're gonna have to get a hearing in front of Judge Hyland on the other case. Right now, you're not allowed to post any cash bail to get released in that particular case. I don't have any authority to do anything with that.
So if you don't have authority, that means
You're gonna have to address
I object.
that
If you don't
case
have
with him.
authority to actually set me a bail, you do not have authority over me. Matter of fact, Your Honor, are you responsible for me if something happens to me?
All right, and I'll also order that you don't use or possess dangerous weapons as it's defined by the state
You're
statute.
responsible for it.
And because I haven't heard a response, I don't believe we have a waiver of time limits to set a time.
Are you responsible for me if something happens?
And we are adjourned. Mr. Griffin.
Since you're not responsible for me if something happens to me, let the record show that you are not.
Prince Anthony remained in jail. On May 1st, 2025, the court held another hearing, during which the defendant was once again warned not to interrupt the proceedings. After repeated outbursts, the court canceled that hearing. The next hearing wasn't held until June 12th. At that appearance, the defendant again claimed he was not Anthony Griffin, prompting the judge to adjourn the hearing on the grounds that the defendant was not present. Prince Anthony 9 Lights L remains in custody. He calls himself a free man, yet he cannot leave a 6 by 8 foot room. Not held by bars or chains, but by conviction. Sentenced by his own mind. Deep in the sovereign zone. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to CopCam Max. And if you enjoyed this video, please watch another episode of CopCam Max.